What's going on, everybody? Sorry, just getting a little technical difficulty stuff worked out over here. What is going on? Why is that not working? Oh, shoot, that's not even live. See, I got way too many things going on right now. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday, everyone. Everyone doing good today? Yo, what in the heck is going on? Hey, 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 hey. I got a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. It's power. Jump in the Cadillac. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. I wanna give it to you. Cool jewelry shining so bright. Oh, okay. It is up and running. Cool. We're good. All right. Now we're here. What's going on, everyone? Sorry, I was trying to get things fixed and they was working. I got confused. That happens sometimes. I get confused. Actually, sometimes a little more often than I think I like to consider myself the least technologically advanced streamer. I do not know what is going on half the time. There's just a bunch of screens. What's going on, Hosewater? How you doing? There's just a bunch of things happening on my screen and just doing stuff. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to survive over here. I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. Monday. I did not sleep all last night. I'm tired. Where's my fan on? Whew, it's hot up here too. It's hot up here. All right, as you guys are coming in, welcome in, welcome in. Show some love to the live. As we get this thing started, a little love to the live makes a little live go, makes the live go better. It's like a spoonful of sugar. Whether that's tapping, liking, hitting the subscribe button, whatever you do to show support, do that as we get this thing going. Happy birthday to Corey. Let's all sing happy birthday to Corey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you. All right, we don't need to get his head too big over here, okay? Saints almost won with less starters, not looking good. I am not concerned about a preseason game, y'all. I'm pretty sure the Saints are projected to be like the worst team in the NFL. I'm not concerned in the slightest. I'm not even concerned, even though we just lost our the highest paid, left tackle in the league. I'm still not concerned because we still have Joe Alt to come in on that left tackle. I'm still not concerned. Not even a little bit. All right, y'all. Welcome into the live. I'm already starting to see some phone calls coming in. I'm already starting to see some action going on. So it looks like we're going to be starting this thing up nice and fast, nice and quick, getting this thing moving. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I don't want to waste too much of y'all's time. I'm just over here kicking it today. Yeah, it's a Monday, y'all. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays, Hey, y'all, remember when on January 6th, like when Donald Trump said he didn't have the ability to call in the DC National Guard? Remember that? Just wondered if y'all remembered that. Just, it was a while ago. But like, remember when they were like, Nancy Pelosi had to do it. Donald Trump couldn't have called the National Guard. Remember that? I remember. But all of a sudden, guess who can call the DC National Guard? Strange, huh? Yeah, that's crazy. Y'all remember when he said he didn't know what Heritage Foundation or what Project 2025 is, and he just hired someone from the Heritage Foundation to run BLS? I remember. It's crazy. It's crazy how his own lies come back to get him. It's just insane. And y'all still follow him. That's the crazy part. Still, y'all would be out there freaking defending Donald Trump. Oh, but I love him. He's going to have my orange babies. He's going to have my orange babies. No. No. Sorry. Just sad to see y'all just flailing around now. Anyway, let's open up these phone lines. Let's see if there's some Trump supporters in here today. It's a rough day to be a Trump supporter, so I'm not really sure. We'll see if there's any Trump supporters. It's just a rough day. It's just a rough day to be a Trump supporter, In their defense, most days are rough days to be Trump supporters. So, hello, how are you?
Good, you?
Good. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
You remember when he said he couldn't call in the National Guard on January 6th to stop, people trying to, go hang Mike Pence and stuff like that? He said he couldn't have done that whatsoever, and it was all Nancy Pelosi. You remember that?
I don't.
You don't remember? How old did you say you were?
32.
You're 32. So, did you know? Did you know that January 6th existed and Trump told a whole bunch of people to go to the Capitol and they tried to overturn a free and fair election? They tried to hang the vice president. Did you know about that?
I know the first part.
Oh, okay. You know that Donald Trump could have called the National Guard, and when asked why he didn't call the National Guard, he said he didn't have the ability to call on the DC National Guard. That's why he let
I did not
the
know
riot continue, and people were put in danger, and over 140 police officers were beat up, two of which ended up dying a couple days later from different things. And all of that happened, and then remember, I don't know if you remember this or not. Then he went and pardoned all those people that beat up those police officers and stormed the Capitol and threatened senators and different representatives of this country, and again tried to hang the vice president. He did all that, but he said he couldn't have stopped it because he couldn't call in the DC National Guard. Then all of a sudden, now he's calling in the DC National Guard. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
I guess.
You guess?
Yeah.
What do you mean you guess? That's astonishing.
I'm not really too triggered or concerned about it.
Oh yeah, why would you be concerned about people that freaking committed violence against police officers being set free? Then that shouldn't bother you at all, right? I mean, not that you guys really care about law and order or anything like that. So I guess it's not really surprising. Anyways, what are you concerned about?
I'm not really concerned about anything.
Just life is just great for you.
Pretty much.
That must be weird.
Not really. I just don't get mad over things I can't control.
You can control it. You did control it. You caused it to happen. Yeah.
I did. Along with 67 million other people. But your show.
You and 67 million other people. You are 100% correct. But the part of that 67 million
change the world.
Was you. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it must be nice. Like honestly, sometimes I wish I could be like that. You know what I'm saying?
You should. You should try it.
Sometimes I wish I could be just so stupid that just like things going on around me just don't even bother me. Like I'm just so ignorant to my surroundings that even like, things going on bad or the dichotomy in my own stances just bother me. Sometimes I wish I could just walk around and just smile because there's just nothing but, just air in there bouncing around in my head. I wish that actually sounds like a very peaceful existence.
It is peaceful.
Yeah.
You should try it sometime.
Nah, I mean, I would, but there's no possibility outside of going back in time and maybe being dropped on my head as a child that I could possibly end up that way. So, right, but anyways, since you're not concerned with anything, I guess it's no point in talking to you. So have a good one.
Well, you never asked.
All right. Cool. Guess there's no point in continuing that conversation. Cool. Just move on to the next caller. Anyways. It does sound really nice, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound just like really nice to just be like, just nothing, man? Just not concerned about anything. Just letting it all go. Why is this not pulling up? Hello, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
Awesome. How old are you?
22.
You said 22? 22?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Kind of.
Well, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by kind of?
You want to hear my main concern?
No, I just want to know what you mean by kind of.
Just want to know what's under the hat.
My head.
Can I see?
You could have seen like 5 minutes ago when I took my hat off on this live, but now my headset's on. I'm not taking it off again.
What are you concerned about, Trump?
I'm concerned why you're more concerned about what's underneath my hat.
I want to see if it's shiny.
No, it's not. But you're a waste of time, so I'll just move on to the next person. Hi, how are you?
Yes, hello. How you doing?
Doing good. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Basically, it's not about supporting somebody. It's about getting a result. You see what I'm saying? Because
no, I don't know what you're saying.
The black community, especially, we're looking for a result. Like people that can basically give a damn about the community.
Awesome. What result has Donald Trump given?
I mean, basically, you got to look at it like in two ways. The Democrats basically.
Sure. I'm not asking about the Democrats. What way did Donald Trump getting results? You said it's all about results. So if it's about results and you're saying you support Trump and we're talking about Trump, what result has Donald Trump given you?
Okay, what about the border?
How does that help the black community?
I mean, okay, see, let me break it down for you. It does help.
How?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Please do.
remember, there's a lot of jobs. They want to pay you low cut just because they don't want to pay the black folks. Am I wrong?
You are incredibly wrong. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, give me some light. You know, I want to listen. Give me some light.
Oh, Donald Trump said that you don't want to work those jobs.
No, that was Jasmine Crockett that said that.
No, that was Donald Trump that literally just came out and said that we can't go after immigrants that are working in agriculture because people from the inner city, which by the way, that's what he calls black people, people from the inner city don't want to work those jobs.
But Jasmine Crockett said it too.
I'm not talking about Jasmine Crockett. Is Jasmine Crockett the fucking president?
No, but come on, bro.
Cool. Then let's. Do we want to talk? Do we need to talk about what Marjorie Taylor Greene said?
Okay.
Should I bring up every single? Should I bring up every representative that said something problematic within our 400 plus member freaking House of Representatives? Should I bring that up, or should we talk about the president?
I completely agree with you. I'm
awesome. Cool. Let's talk about the president. So the president said that people from the inner city, which is again what he calls black people, because he's done that prior in his life, said that y'all don't want to work those jobs.
Yeah, but what can we look at it like in the opposite way of saying, well, a lot of times we only look for the negative side. But what it has a community leaders has done for us.
Sir, I'm not asking about other community leaders. I am asking about Donald Trump. You said it is a results driven thing. You said you only care about results. So I am simply just asking you to provide me with the results. Donald Trump has already been president for 4 years and 6 months now, or over that now. And I am looking for the results because you specifically said that it is all about results. And I don't know why, if you're saying that it's all about results, then why you can't give me a result?
The border don't mean nothing to you.
The result, the border means a whole
secure don't mean nothing.
Well, the border was already closed and secure. It wasn't.
No,
it was never,
wasn't, my friend. No,
sir,
it wasn't.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking your opinion. I'm telling you that it is. But regardless of whether it was closed or open, regardless of that, what does that have to do with the black community?
But okay. So it has anything Trump done affect you personally?
Has anything that Donald Trump done affected me personally? Yeah.
Because it's like the big beautiful bill. A lot of people are going to criticize it, but he has a lot of good things that benefit people.
All right. You know so what in there benefits the black community?
The taxes, people are going to see a lot more. If you work overtime, you're going to see a lot more.
No, you're not.
So basically, what you mean?
Yeah, so the tax on overtime thing is just a tax deduction. You're not going to see anything more in your paycheck. It's just if you itemize your taxes at the end of the year, you can claim that as a part of your itemized deduction, which the majority of people that are working with that don't itemize. They use a standard deduction, which means it's not even going to apply to them. And it has a cap of, I believe, was it like $12,500 or something? Of just the deduction.
Okay, see, that's why it's good that you're having this conversation. I really appreciate it because I watched the channel. You see what I'm saying? That's why I was
confused. Which one's 12.5? Which one's 20?
Because I support the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just the fact that I'm one of the person. Biden did really nothing. You know what I'm saying? For the black community. So basically, we can't hold Trump to a higher standard than we did for Biden or anybody else that came before him. We need to start looking at the folks that claim they represent the black community, like Jasmine Ratchet, because all they do is trying to go and basically
Joe Biden supported everything from like the Civil Rights Act to
challenge and come with a solution.
Joe Biden supported everything from busing programs or from desegregation programs to Civil Rights Act. He's literally supported so many things for the black community over his time in the Senate. What are you talking about?
But at the same time, he was the same guy who came up with the 3-strike law too.
He didn't come up with the 3-strike law.
Who came up with it?
I don't remember. It was a. You're talking about the friggin' the crime bill.
Yeah, basically.
He didn't come up with that, dude. He supported it. You know who else supported that bill?
Who else?
The entire Black Caucus. Literally every single black person in Congress supported that bill.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why they supported that bill is because it was not something that was supposed to happen
I'm gonna keep listening to the channel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate that, sir, and that's totally fine. I hope you do, okay? But if you're going to say that you're results driven, okay, then please, for the love of God, come with some results.
I mean, okay. I mean, since right now I don't have the facts in front of me right now, I hope before the show is over, I could call back and basically present a couple facts.
Sure, sounds good, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Keep doing your thing, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Durant Wilder said, let them answer, stop interrupting, listen to, and let them flesh out their points. No, just get to your point faster. I don't have all day for you to just freaking ramble on and on and on to get to your point eventually. Just get to your point. You say you're results oriented, then get to the results. Don't know why that's that difficult, actually. Just get there. Not that hard.
It's insane.
And then TX Sierra said, God bless America and God bless the Trump administration. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And also, you just became a member. So that's interesting. Thanks for becoming a member. I love Trump supporter members. I think y'all are my favorite. I love Trump supporter members. Y'all are the absolute best. All right, we're gonna open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to become members or subscribers or anything like that, consider joining the team. It's really fun. As you can see, I even get Trump supporter members in here and subscribers. I get everybody. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hi, doing well.
Awesome. How old are you?
26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do. You've came up on my feed a lot, and not a subscriber, but I see the clips every now and then. I thought there'd be a line in the call, but glad to.
There is. You just beat him to it.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yep, you were just the first one. I can see how many missed calls I get. Like it just yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people called within the exact same minute that you called.
Okay. I guess I'm just lucky.
Yeah, you just got lucky.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
I'm just wondering because I've seen like clips of you here and there. You're a registered Democrat, I assume. Like, are you what part of you're an independent voter? I'm only asking. I just want to know your perspective because I know there's like the anti-Trump Republicans. There's progressive left-wing Democrats. I just want to know like
I would be a progressive.
They all have different reasons for progressive. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because I feel like every wing of the party has like different reasons for not liking Trump. So is it more ideological with you? Just he just really sucks at being president. Yeah. Okay, but so it's not ideological differences because.
Well, I mean, we could get into ideological differences, but what's the point of me getting into ideological differences when the simple fact of it is that he's the president, he's already been the president, and he's really bad at it. Why do I really need to go past that to more stuff? Why can't I just want a president that's actually good at being president?
Well, I mean, I personally think he's good at being president. I mean,
how?
Well, I think I know the tariffs have been, problematic for some people, but, countries coming to the table to, change. I feel we've been ripped off as a nation, and we've gotten really good trade deals with Japan, with the EU, with the UK.
And what's actually in these trade deals? I'd actually love to see that because they've actually specifically announced that they're not trade deals. They said that they're frameworks for trade deals. There have been specific instances within these trade deals, these frameworks for trade deals, where Donald Trump has said, like, there's going to be investment from the EU, when then the EU came out afterwards and said, no, our member states would have to be the ones that are doing that investment, and they're probably not going to do it. He said Japan was going to be investing in the United States, and they said that they would be giving a loan with interest to the United States. He said South Korea was going to be doing an investment in the United States. They also said that it was just going to be a loan to the United States, and yet we have yet to see a single actual on paper trade deal with a single one of these countries. So what trade deal has he actually gotten done?
It's a step in the right direction because I feel like a Kamala administration wouldn't have been able to navigate this right. And
a Kamala administration wouldn't have had to.
I just feel on, like economically, for the sake of the
sir. What I'm saying is we wouldn't have had to do that. Okay. We had stock markets at record highs. We had super low. We We had under 3% inflation rate. We had very low unemployment rate. We had an economy that was booming. We recovered from COVID faster than any country on the any industrialized country on the planet, especially one of our size. Right? We had everything going. The Wall Street Journal said that we had the economy that Biden gave Trump an economy that was the envy of the world. Yeah. So we wouldn't have needed to navigate any of these situations because these situations are situations that Donald Trump created, and he's navigating the problem that he created.
But I mean, you can see it like I see it like a high risk, high reward situation. But I think it's necessary, like temporary pain, in order to bring us a step in the right direction for, our future world standing. I mean, especially with the competition we have to worry about.
It's insane.
China. And I as an American wouldn't want them to overtake us economically. And then seeing other things like the Ukraine mineral deal that he did. I mean, Kamala would have just been like, "Oh, here, Ukraine, take another $100 billion." Like, we should be giving something back for, I don't know if that's like a different topic, kind of, but
no, it's just a misinformed topic. Yeah. So you're saying that you don't want China to overtake us economically, but Donald Trump's policies are literally pushing countries closer to China. Like, you don't seem to understand that Donald Trump's policies, by tariffing these other countries, he is making trade harder with these countries, and these countries are now going to places like China because China is saying, okay, the United States wants to make trade harder on you, we'll make trade easier on you. So a lot of these countries are actually going to China to now trade with them, making China stronger economically. So these tariffs aren't making us further in front of China. They're making China catch up to us faster. And when you're talking about the Ukraine deal, the fact that you're so worried about this like minuscule amount of money is crazy, right? Literally, the amount of money that we gave Ukraine ended up to be like 3 to 5% of our defense budget, of just our defense budget. Like, Donald Trump just raised our defense budget like 4 times the amount that we gave to Ukraine, like over the entire 4 years, just for next year. Okay. This amount of money is minuscule and it has no effect on you, your prices, the economy. It doesn't have effect on anything. Right. So if your idea is we need to make sure we stay ahead of China, well, Donald Trump is doing the opposite. And if you're just worried about the how much money we're giving Ukraine, you're worried about the wrong thing. You should be a lot more worried about the fact that Donald Trump has been president for 6 months and has already added $4 trillion of approved debt to our national debt after he had already added $8.4 trillion in his first term, which was the highest in 4 years under any president in the history of the United States. That he added a third of the national debt ever. And now he's already adding another $4 trillion within 6 months. And he still has another 3.5 years to go. But you're worried about the less than $100 billion that we gave to Ukraine? Come on.
Well, just one example. I mean, I think every little bit of money counts. I mean, for an individual person, $100 billion is a lot. But like, I mean, you could see people like Obama. I mean, he doubled the national debt during his 8-year tenure. And then I think as far with Trump, I mean, I know they had that falling out with Elon, but I think he actually tried to do something about the national debt that we're not trying to default. I mean, Doge maybe executed a little bit incorrectly, but they had the right idea across. And then
they didn't.
I guess part of the idea with the tariffs is to get more revenue. I mean, we're trying to balance our budget. So I think, a lot of.
So you're for higher taxes.
There's what?
So you're for higher taxes.
No, not at all. I'm just for.
Well, where do you think this revenue is coming from, dude?
The tariff, which one to?
The tariff revenue, all this revenue that you're talking about. Where do you think it's coming from?
I mean, it's the other countries. I mean, we're not really.
Who pays the tariff, sir?
We're not paying for it as consumers. I mean, it's not.
Well, first of all, I'm not even mentioning consumers. Who pays a tariff? Just period.
I mean, the countries. It's for incentives for like Apple announced recently.
You can say all you want. Who pays the tariff?
What do you mean, like the countries themselves?
No, somebody has to give the dollar to the U.S. government. Who pays that?
Well, it's whoever any foreign countries like
wrong.
Bringing their
importers pay tariffs, not other countries. U.S. importers.
Companies from like
No, United States citizens, United States businesses that import goods from other countries pay the tariff. Okay, so if Walmart, if Walmart is selling stuff here that was made in another country, Walmart imports that, Walmart pays the tariff. If Amazon imports something, Amazon pays the tariff. Okay, not China, not Vietnam, not the EU, not any of those other countries.
But the idea is that they're getting the manufactured goods from the other countries, and that's the point that we're trying to manufacture in the U.S.
That's fine, sir. But you're saying that we are getting all of this increased revenue. That increased revenue is a tax on U.S. businesses. The U.S. businesses are the ones paying the government that tax.
But like if a foreign company, they're headquartered somewhere else and they want to bring their business into the U.S.
Sir, I really understand that you want to pivot off of what I'm saying here. I need you to address what I'm saying first. And then if you would like to move on the point of tariffs, that's totally fine. Okay. And because it's not incentivizing anyone to do freaking anything. And we can move to that. I have no problem. I need you to understand that when you said that we're gaining this revenue within the U.S. government, that revenue is being gained by taxing Americans. So when you're saying you're for these tariffs creating revenue, you are saying you are for Americans being taxed to give more money to the government. So you're literally for increased taxes.
But are you making the connection that it's because the companies are going to charge more money?
Nope,
they have to
I am not.
Pay this and just... So, but I don't know how do American taxpayers get taxed higher directly? No.
Maybe you don't understand. Okay, so let's pretend I'm a small business. Okay.
Okay.
All right, awesome. I'm a small business, and I am based in the United States. I was started in the United States. My entire business is in the United States. Okay. And I sell a product, and that product is manufactured in China. In order for me to get my product, stop talking and let me finish, then maybe you'll get it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so in order for me to get my product, the American citizen, the American business owner, the person that owns the business within the United States, I now have to pay the U.S. government a tariff, a tax, in order to get the products for my business. That is where that tariff revenue is coming from. The company I'm getting it from in China is not paying shit. I'm paying the tariff. I'm paying the tax. So when you're bragging, about this increased revenue to the U.S. government, you're bragging that me, American citizen, small business owner, is paying a higher tax on goods. That's what you're bragging about.
Are you paying the manufacturer in China directly for them to be able to ship that product over to you? Because if that money that's the company in China that's manufacturing, they're making that money, and then that's benefiting their government. And then I guess instead, what Trump's trying to do is just have them buy it here instead. Yeah, maybe it's more expensive. Maybe that's why they choose to get said materials in China, but. It's like, all
right. Well, I guess you're just not going to address any of what I'm actually talking about. So that's fine. It's totally fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can agree to disagree, but
we're not agreeing to disagree. You're just ignoring every single thing that I'm saying, and you're trying to move the conversation to something else. Again, sir, instead of addressing the fact, no, you don't. See, instead of addressing the fact that you're saying that Donald Trump is bringing in all of this revenue. Okay. And you're just ignoring the fact that he's not bringing in all of this revenue. He's taxing American taxpayers. Okay. If you want to talk about why he's doing it, we can talk about why he's doing it, but I need you to address the fact that he is taxing American taxpayers. And I want to know why you're okay with that first. And then I'm more than happy to move on to why you think he's doing it. But if you can't address the first part, I'm not addressing the second part because I'm not letting you move the goalposts and just change the conversation because you don't like the first part.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you want to say from your perspective
that's not a perspective. Importers pay tariffs. Okay. That's not a perspective. That is a fact.
That American businesses get taxed more with tariffs.
That importers pay tariffs. That is a fact. When Donald Trump says I am going to tax the EU 15%, what he is saying is that American businesses that do business with the EU are now going to be taxed 15% on all their goods. American businesses will be taxed, not the EU. American businesses that do that do trade with the EU.
Okay.
Okay, that's not a perspective. That's not like some, like hot take. That's just what tariffs are. Okay. Now, if you want to talk about why he's doing it, Donald Trump says that he was doing it in order to bring American manufacturing back. He also said that he's doing it so he could, create better trade deals. He's also saying that he's doing it, to even the playing field on all sorts of things, which you can't even do all of those things all at one time. But let's just pretend that for some reason that Donald Trump is trying to bring manufacturing back. Why does he keep turning off the tariffs then?
Well, I think that's just, to try and have leverage over these countries and agreements. But I mean, even if it's a tax on us, like you're saying, I'm going to say that's correct. These other countries, they still apparently don't want it that badly because they, the deals that they want to make a deal at the end of, at least most of them, they don't, they swallow their pride, and then most of them have tried to come to the table. I think.
What deal has Donald Trump made?
Well, I mean, we addressed it earlier. I mean, it could, along the ways you said it, but I mean, there's dialogue, there's conversation, there's a way for.
So the correct answer is he's made 0 deals.
I would say they're agreements. I mean, I don't deals agreements. It's something to go forward with.
Gotcha. So nothing. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we could see differently on it, but. I mean, that's the only point I'll make. I guess other topics I could leave for other callers, but I just, wanted to have some conversation about that.
Yeah, it's totally fine, sir. You need to understand Donald Trump has not done a single deal with another country. All he has done is tax American taxpayers more. Okay. And even with all of that money that he's taxing American taxpayers, he still is finding a way to raise the debt by $4 trillion. Okay. So he's not even taking the money and using it to help balance our budget, to, help the American taxpayers, to reduce our debt, to do any of that stuff. He is taxing American taxpayers, which already we have multiple companies in the United States, big, huge companies, Amazon, GM, Ford, who are already saying that it is only a matter of time, probably, and no longer than this fall, where they are going to have to start passing that money down to their consumers. They are holding off right now on having to actually pass things down to their consumers as much as we thought they would have to. But even the CEOs and the CFOs of these companies are all saying that by the fall they will have to pass these tariffs down onto the consumers because their profit margins are not large enough in order for them to sustain it. So you are taxing American businesses. So now they're hurting, and sooner or later, those businesses are going to have to tax the American consumer in order to pay for these tariffs. And the other countries, the only reason they're even considering coming to any type of deal is just so they can sell stuff to us. But it doesn't even matter, because even when they agree to sell stuff to us, Donald Trump is still keeping the tariff on because he still wants to be able to tax American companies and American consumers in order to pay for this ridiculous amount of tax cuts that he wants for rich people. Okay, so if he really wanted to bring back manufacturing, this is not the way to do it. If he's wanting to increase revenue from other countries, this is not the way to do it. If he wants to stabilize the U.S. markets, that's not the way to do it. So none of the stuff that you're actually saying that he's actually saying he's trying to do, he's actually accomplishing on any way, shape, or form. Okay, so everything that you're saying, while it's very nice, and I'm really glad that you believe all of those things, your belief isn't factual. Okay, it's just your belief. I mean, I can believe in the flying spaghetti monster. It doesn't mean that it exists. And it makes me happy to know that there's a giant bowl of marinara in the sky, but it does not make it true. Okay, so I'm glad that you believe it, but unless those beliefs actually materialize into something factual, which they have not and do not look that they're going to be whatsoever, then they're just beliefs and opinions, and that's all.
All right, I understand what you're saying. I mean, still early in the administration, but before I get off the call real quickly, if I could just ask you real quick, do you think based on what you said, they're going to have to raise prices? Do you think we're going to have like a recession then soon based on the current economic situation?
I'm not going to predict it right now. The economy is actually showing that it was stronger than it was. Well, that's until the last job numbers and all this sort of stuff. So I think give another quarter or two, I think we'll be able to figure out whether we're going to be going into recession or not. I'm not going to make that call yet. I guarantee you that if he freaking, after replacing freaking the head of the BLS with Heritage Foundation, remember, that's a good start to putting us towards a recession. And if he replaces Jerome Powell with some MAGA loyalist, then I'll guarantee it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man.
Well, pleasure. Yeah, pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely. Have a good one. All right. Richard, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said Kamala went in $20 million in debt in 3 months on a $1.5 billion budget. Yeah, she's willingly done great. She can't even manage a campaign budget. Yeah, that would be great, except for I can pull up in literally 2 seconds how that was debunked by literally everyone. Literally, this entire 20 million thing was off of a Twitter post. So, like, literally the simplest Google search can prove that wrong. But thanks for the $5. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Richard said, this host just repeats CNN talking points. I wouldn't know. I don't watch CNN. Nobody watches CNN. It's like the least watched news channel on TV. I don't know where you guys are getting this from. You must watch Fox News because Fox News just tells you that the left watches CNN. So maybe you should stop repeating, talking points from that. And Richard also, this guy suffers from Trump deranged syndrome. And you suffer from can't spell syndrome. What is wrong with you? What is willingly to do? Maybe you should be managing our budget. That'd be great. That'd be great. Anyways, thank you for the super chats. I appreciate that. Very sweet. I do appreciate you just super chatting me so I can make fun of you. I think that that's pretty cool. If y'all would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I have members open. I have paid subs open. I have a little gift goal going on here. If you'd like to support the live, I really appreciate it. It does help me to keep doing this every single day. I really, really appreciate that. What's going on to everybody on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everybody that's out there? I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. You guys are really awesome. We're going to move on to the next caller. So thank you guys so much. Do I not have any? What the heck is this? Why is this person freaking... Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm 34, and I voted for Trump.
Awesome. So, yeah, you said you're 34?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome. Remember on January 6th when Donald Trump said he couldn't call in the Washington National Guard? That was a lie, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi didn't allow it to happen.
Yeah.
There's a video of her
but
own
Nancy,
daughter.
But hold on. But Donald Trump,
in charge.
Donald Trump
She was in charge at the moment.
Donald Trump just called in the Washington D.C.
It's insane.
Hey, listen.
Who's talking over who?
I'm talking over you. Be quiet.
But you asked me a question.
No. Remember how Donald Trump said he couldn't do it because
you just cut people off. I got it. Nope.
All right, I'll just hang up on you. We'll move on to the next person. Emily, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. I really appreciate that. And Tex, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It said, God bless America.
Insane.
Thank you. God bless Trump. America. God bless Turnersville, New Jersey. Hello, how are you?
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do support him, but at the moment I'm on either side. Not either side. I'm just kind of mad at him at the moment.
Why are you mad?
Ukraine and Russia situation at the moment.
Why are you mad about that?
Well, Trump's bending over and getting slammed on the ass.
Well, that happens with everything Donald Trump does. So I don't know why you're surprised by that.
Oh, not everything. Back before he was like the president, he was saying that no one can step up to him or something like that.
He said that, and then everybody did.
Yeah, now everyone is.
No, everyone did before too. They laughed him off the UN General Council. They laughed him in front of his face. They made fun of him. Nobody had any respect for him in his first term whatsoever. He just said that he could do that, but nothing actually showed that he could do that.
But you think he could? You think he really has that much say so. He
said he does.
Person. But that's what someone has to say when they're the president.
No, they don't. You can just be honest.
It's insane.
So you're saying if you were in the president's position, you wouldn't say, "Hey, I got the heavy foot."
I would no. I just wouldn't lie and just be honest about the situation.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that too. But at the same time, military. Yeah, I wouldn't tell someone that I have a broken leg when I'm about to fight them.
You don't have to tell someone you have a broken leg, sir. You don't have to tell them anything. Definitely.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, but everyone expects America to speak, like, everyone expects America to be this show that everyone watches or everybody steps in to look in what we're doing.
How old did you say you were?
We have to be 23.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's actually not reality. That's just the reality that you've lived in your adult life.
Hold on, have you ever went to another country before?
34 of them? Yeah.
Oh, well, have you ever heard of anybody talk about the United States?
Yes, I've heard plenty of people talk about the United States many, many times, sir. And people used to talk about us with respect as if we were calm-headed. And a lot of people didn't like us or whatever, and we did some really shitty things to kind of deserve that. But people generally had pretty good respect for the United States and the leaders of the United States. But see, recently, I mean over the last, since Trump was first elected president, that's completely gone away. And now we are just a show and an entertainment for everybody. Now people are looking in to just see what we're doing. Yeah. Now that's happening, but that's because now Donald Trump has made it a show. Okay. And that's what happens when you put a reality TV show star as the president instead of having someone who actually knows what he's doing.
It's insane.
That's why I'm ticked off, because now he made it seem like he's offering Ukraine as almost like he owns it and he's just using it as a platform to stand on.
He's been doing that the whole time, man.
Yeah, but he was giving them weapons and stuff to secure themselves, at least.
He specifically cut off weapons to them. The Biden administration was giving them weapons so they could secure themselves. He absolutely stopped and then made some freaking type of minerals deal in order to try to freaking exploit Ukraine's natural resources for his own gain in order to give them weapons.
And also, on top of that, the resources that they didn't have, Ukraine doesn't have at the moment. Russia owns that, well, their own soldiers are on foot of that land that they are trying to give to the United States.
There's plenty of parts of the land that is very mineral rich within Ukraine, not just that one, dude. But dude, if this is surprising you on Donald Trump acting like this, then I'm sorry to let you know, man. This Donald Trump is doing exactly what he's always done and exactly what he ran on. Like, this is exactly what he was voted in for.
I did want to ask you this: you did want, like, big companies like Walmart, Verizon, stuff like big companies like that to pay taxes, correct?
Of course I do.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because you were talking about him doing the tariffs thing, but can't save all the companies. I feel bad about the tariffs thing, but not all the way bad. It's killing small companies and big companies.
It's not killing small companies and big companies. That's the problem. It's killing small companies. Big companies will survive it and just raise the price and pass it on to us. These tariffs are not gonna kill Amazon. Okay, Amazon will be just fine. So will Walmart. So will Target. We'll end up just paying more. Okay. But for companies that are small businesses, right, that work on very tight margins for very specific things, right, that get those products from China or any other country, they can't survive it. Okay. They can't survive these type of tariffs. So it's literally killing small businesses.
Yeah, but before Trump, all in my little town of South Carolina, all the little businesses around here closed when there was Biden and Obama. Definitely Obama killed most of the small businesses around here.
How did Obama kill the small businesses there?
well, I was pretty young then, but my
It's
parents
insane.
had a big saying that Obama did something to the small little towns in South Carolina. I remember that he made it so they had to tax every small company differently, depending on how many, I guess, people you have working, or like I don't want to say it in a way, but if you have a black person working there or not, you have to have a, what do they call it? DEI or DIE. The little script they had.
Yeah, DEIA was not killing small businesses. There was no mandate from the United States government in order to implement DEI. That's ridiculous.
Well, I work at the school district in South Carolina. We just dropped that because Trump let us.
What is DEIA?
We had to hire people adjusted on what the government wanted.
First of all, you said you work for a school. Who controls school districts?
I want to say the government.
Yeah, which government?
South Carolina government.
Good job. There we go. It's ran by the state, 100%. So if there was a DEI program in your schools, that's because of which government?
Oh, you might be right. You might be from South Carolina.
Yeah, but that would be South Carolina that put that in. Second of all, DEIA isn't a hiring practice. It's a human. It's a like HR program. Okay, it's not like affirmative action where you're forced to hire, forced to have a certain amount of people. There's just teaches that diversity is good within hiring practices and all sorts of stuff. Actually, the biggest people that are beneficiaries of DEIA in this country are actually white women, are actually number one, and veterans are very high up there also because of the DEIA for accessibility. Because a lot of people come out of the military with disabled disability statuses and stuff like that, and DEIA is one of the ways in which we make sure that they can get jobs and stuff like that, right? So yeah, DEIA isn't forcing anybody to hire black people. Sorry.
So they never did that. So they never said an African American make sure to hire them. Well, not make sure. They never said that's what we're looking for.
Dude, if the school wanted to be more diverse, I'm sure that they were, you know what I'm saying? But I highly doubt that your small town South Carolina was that concerned with being diverse. You guys are kind of not known for that.
Well, when everyone points at you as being the racist side of the country, I guess they don't want to seem so racist.
Well, sir, I've been to South Carolina before, and I've been to small town South Carolina before, and yeah, y'all are pretty racist. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Just calling a duck, man.
You think we're pretty racist?
Well, I mean, there's lots of places that are pretty racist. Y'all are just a little bit more, I don't know, open about it.
Well, would you rather someone be open about it or
100% be open about it?
Go behind your back and not
100% be open about it.
Okay. At least you respect the openness.
Oh, I don't respect racism at all.
I never see that, and I wish you had a different stance on South Carolina. Because I grew up in town, black people, and I love everybody around here, and I don't see nobody as different than me.
Well, I mean, that's good, man. I'm glad for you. But
well, I'm saying that as a way of saying I believe that's how the people around here see it too. I feel bad for you for feeling that way.
Bro, I remember being in a small town in South Carolina once, and I remember walking through, and it was crazy. I'm gonna let you go because I'm moving on to the next caller. But I didn't mind telling you. I remember walking through, and I was amazed. And here's why I was amazed. This was a while ago. Oh my God, this must have been like 10 years ago. And I was walking through this town. And I swear I was the first mixed person they ever saw. I swear I was. And then I started looking around and bro, it was like there had never been like an interracial couple in that entire town. Like, it was the blackest black people and the whitest white people I've ever seen in my life. And they were just looking at me like, well, kind of like, what kind of Mexican are you? Like, that's kind of what I was getting the vibe of or whatever. Anyways, it was like really strange. And I just remember that look, and I just remember being like, and I've been to a lot of places. I said, I've been to like 34 different countries. I've been to probably close to half the states, and I never felt like that before. And I'm like, I don't ever want to come back here again. And that was my feeling. I don't ever want to come back here again. And then I made sure I stayed like real close, because I was like a bunch of people there, and I was like, I'm gonna stay real close to my white friends, because I have a feeling that's probably who's probably the best for this type of situation. Anyways, man, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm really glad that you're not racist, but I'm sorry, South Carolina's pretty racist, dude. Sorry, just it's kind of y'all's thing, okay? But what's up?
Hey, just to let you know, don't pick on your fellow Americans. Just try to influence them to learn. Don't pick on them.
I didn't think I was picking on you.
Oh, no.
Thought I was actually very nice to you.
You just said that right before. You said, I love picking on y'all stupid Americans. And I was like, oh, dang, don't say that about your fellow Americans.
Oh, I'd say pick.
But,
I'm sorry. I thought I was actually not picking on you at all. But anyways, all right, man.
But you have a great time. And thank you for talking to me like a normal person.
Of course, man. Have a good one. All right, what is going on with these little gifts? I have never seen like none of these little gifts actually hit. That's kind of crazy. All right, we're gonna go through a couple super chats real quick, and we're gonna go. We're gonna keep this thing going. What's this one saying? Tobin, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, keep up with the super chat, MAGA. Polly hates it when MAGA sends super chats. Oh my God, it's the worst. I hate it so much. It is like my least favorite thing. When MAGA sends me super chats and then I have to read them on my screen and put them up here. There is nothing I can't stand more than when MAGA sends me super chats. I hate it. It is the worst. Please don't do it to me. It is so horrible. Stop. Cool. Speaking of MAGA sending me super chats, Richard said, what you think Azerbaijan and Armenia signed peace deal that Trump has part of it. Trump was part of it. What about AOC funding Israel to keep bombing Palestine? All right. Well, first part is just no. What part did Donald Trump have in any peace deal whatsoever? Start there. And second of all, I don't know if you know this about AOC, but she is a singular representative in Congress, and she can't unilaterally fund anything. It's crazy. She has like one vote sometimes on whether things are voted out of like 400 and whatever people are in that body. Then it's got to go to another body. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. There we go. Sorry, I'm having some computer problems. I got to change out my processor. My processor is supposed to be here tomorrow. My computer is like crashing out over here. So bad. But oh my God, Richard, I can't believe you sent me that super chat. It's so horrible. Please don't ever do it again. It's the worst. Oh no. All right, cool. Emily, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Warsaw said, don't pick on your fellow Americans. Let them be open to learn. Good on you, dude. I thought it was very nice. Yeah, you guys don't seem to understand. I just like match energy, dude. That's all. Just know that whatever energy you try to come up here with me at, I am more energetic than you are. Okay? So whatever energy you want to throw out there, I'm going to do it, better. All right, let's move on to the next caller. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Warsaw said, Paul, I love what you're doing. Just let dudes talk. I let people talk when people want to have genuine conversations. When people want to come up here and railroad and steamroll, then they get steamrolled. That's all it is. Pay attention to how I act depending on the person. I think you'll start to understand. I change just along with the people that I'm talking to. That's all. Hello, how are you? But thank you, Warsaw. I appreciate that.
Good. How are you?
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Awesome. You support Trump?
Not anymore. I did during the election.
Why? He's doing everything you wanted, right?
Not anymore. I don't know. I think a lot of it is I was a lot more naive about the system at the time.
The system, or you mean Donald Trump?
I think the system.
Awesome. So what is Donald Trump doing that he didn't exactly run on?
It's insane.
I don't think he's well, obviously the newer stuff that's come out, the Epstein stuff.
That's not new. Donald Trump has been best friends with Epstein for a long time.
Yes. And I was naive to that fact at that point.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, I think I'm still learning about how everything works.
This isn't, but see, that's not a system thing. You're upset about the Epstein files.
No, I think at the time, like, I don't think much would be different if Kamala had been elected.
Why not?
I think that she's part of that whole system as well.
Sir, things were different under the Biden administration. What are you talking about?
What do you mean by different?
Sir, what is this system thing you're talking about? Dude, here's what happened, okay? Republican comes into office, okay? They lower taxes for the rich. They put us into a recession. Then Democrats come back in, fix the economy, start passing policy for American people. Then y'all get mad and then vote in a Republican again who crashes the economy again and starts taking away policies from American people and putting it back towards the richest people in the United States. It's not the same people in the same system, sir. The Biden administration had so much policy that helped the American people. Donald Trump has never passed a single thing that just truly helps the American people, just rich people.
Okay.
So what is this system thing you're talking? What do you want?
I guess I want full change of the two-party system that the entire country runs on.
Sure. So you want more parties.
That's a broader point. What?
So you want more parties?
Not more. I'd like the parties that already exist to be viable options.
Awesome. Well, not only, first of all, they were viable options. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, Biden, even though I'm not even a big fan of his policies. I think he was way too centrist and, to be completely honest, way too freaking old. Still did amazing things to the United States. And then after Joe Biden, they put in a literal 60-year-old black woman who was been in politics, who is a district attorney, who has literally just all of the experience necessary to make actual real change in this country. Someone who has freaking gone after big banks for abusing citizens, who's done prison reform, who is freaking crucial in the largest freaking infrastructure bill this country has ever seen. Someone who would literally had all the experience to make real change, but y'all didn't vote for her. You voted for Donald Trump for some reason, and now you're getting what you get with Donald Trump. You want parties. Okay, you're saying you want the parties to actually work for the people and to actually make real change, but then when we give candidates that actually can do that, then you don't vote for them. So
okay, yes, I'm still learning everything. That's why I called. I want to have a conversation and learn more.
Dude, first, look, dude, I'm it's just kind of, I don't, this whole I just want, change. I don't get it, dude. Donald Trump was already the president. He's not change. Donald Trump had us headed towards a recession. Okay? And then COVID hit and he freaking screwed that all up. Okay? He is not change. Okay. He is not breaking away from the two-party system. What he's doing is he's putting a larger divide into the two-party system than there even was before. All right? He's making the problem that you want changed worse. Okay? And see, here's what always happens is that we put someone in like Donald Trump who makes the situation worse, and then all of a sudden, next election, people want to vote for Democrats and want them to fix everything. And then if they don't fix everything in 4 years that freaking was created to specifically last for, all of this time, then all of a sudden the Democrats don't want to change anything. Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. Like, if you guys are going to put someone in that is literally done nothing good for Americans, that is literally a chaos agent, that is literally only there to change things for the negative, to benefit his own pocket, then you get what you get. Like, and there's no going back on it now. That's the thing. There's no going back on it. We're stuck in it now. And by the time Donald Trump gets done, it might be too late to pull us back out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Again, I'm not saying I support Trump now. I'm saying I did at the time.
I understand.
And, I don't think that Biden was a fit president. I don't think that. I'm not saying that his entire administration was terrible. I'm saying that I don't think that he was a good look for the entire country.
But you didn't have the choice to even vote for Biden.
No, I did not have. I didn't. I mean, I didn't vote for Biden at the time.
Yeah, you had Kamala Harris to vote for. You had the choice between an 80-year-old dude.
He would have been much better than. I mean, I guess we have no idea. Hindsight is 2020.
No, we have a really good idea.
If she would have been any better,
dude, she could have been bad and been better.
Maybe
the low for Kamala Harris, like the floor. You play fantasy football?
Sorry, I guess
the floor for Kamala Harris was way better than what we're dealing with right now. The floor for Kamala Harris is better than what we're dealing with right now. So
we have no idea. Everything is obviously, like, I'm not happy with anything.
If she had come in and done absolutely nothing, if she had done zero things, we are better off than we are right now. If she had been completely ineffective and done nothing, would have been a better place than we are right now. My Australian Shepherd was a better choice. A snapping turtle is a better choice. Okay, so yes, Kamala Harris would have been better. There's not a question. If she had come over and just tripped and fallen all over herself and accidentally signed one or two things in office, it still would have been better than what we're dealing with right now. Donald Trump is literally overtaking police forces in the United States with the U.S. military. He is turning the U.S. military against their own people, creating martial law in this country.
Insane.
He's shipping people off to foreign prisons. He's saying he's going to denaturalize American citizens. He has loosened our standing both on a foreign relations and also on an economic status across the world.
Insane.
Okay? Nothing would have been significantly better.
I don't know if nothing would have been better. I don't think we were on a good path leaving the Biden administration.
Wall Street Journal said our economy was literally the freaking envy of the world. We recovered from COVID faster than any industrialized nation on the planet. We had record freaking unemployment under the Biden administration. Our inflation rate went from over 9% due to COVID down to under 3% under the Biden administration, which is exactly where it's supposed to be. Record stock market numbers. All of our economic numbers were screaming good by the time the Biden administration took office. He would have had a freaking amazing border in 2023 if Donald Trump hadn't called down to the Senate and told him to block a freaking border bill because he needed to be able to run on a bad border against Biden because he knew he couldn't beat him just off of freaking policy. So that would have passed if it wasn't for Donald Trump. So that would have been great. And even then, under the Biden administration, immigration numbers were down to an average below Donald Trump's first presidency. Okay. So what were we on a bad path for?
Wait, hold on. Can you explain the Trump the border policy there?
Sure. There was a border policy in 2023 written by Senator Lankford. Senator Lankford is a Republican out of the state of Oklahoma. He's in the Senate. Very, very conservative senator. And he was put in charge of writing a border bill that would have freaking increased our border security at the southern border by adding more customs and border agents, by adding technology and money there, by adding more judges so we can process asylum seekers faster and immigration faster. That way we can find other people that aren't supposed to be here and deport them later. It would have put money for the wall. It would have put money for ICE. It would have done all of that sort of stuff. It was written on a tripartisan, actually, border bill, because it was actually the Democrats, Republicans, and an independent, who happened to be an immigration lawyer. And they all got together and wrote a border bill that had 98% support in the Senate. And Donald Trump called the Senate and said, I need you guys to kill this border bill, because if you pass this border bill, then I can't tell everyone that Biden is bad on the border, so I can't win.
Oh, I genuinely did not know about that.
Look it up. You can find Senator Lankford, who again is a Trump supporting Republican, on television saying the whole thing. And there was multiple other senators that freaking are on record saying that Donald Trump freaking killed that border bill. Would have done everything.
It's insane.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
How about this? You can even look up that after he did that. No, and after he did that, Joe Biden, you can find the speech. Joe Biden actually got up on stage and said, Donald Trump, I don't know why you killed this border bill. This border bill is what's good for America. I want you to come to the White House and help me work on a border bill. That way we can get something done for America to actually pass this bill. And if you won't come to me, I'll come to you, because we need to fix immigration. We need to fix this border bill. And I need us to be able to do this so we can work together to be able to do that. Donald Trump wouldn't even pick up the phone or come and meet with Joe Biden to do it, because Donald Trump knew that it had nothing to do with whether the border was being fixed or not. It had everything to do with everyone's perception of Biden being not strong on the border. He needed that in order to win. Donald Trump put his perception over the American people and over the border.
Yeah, I had no idea about this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm naive to a lot of this stuff. Well,
I just gave you some stuff to research then.
Yes, I definitely should. I need to put in more effort. But yeah, I'm naive about a lot of what's going on with politics and everything around it.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Hey, dude, education is the first part, right?
Yeah.
If I don't need to tell you anything, okay? I don't need to convince you of anything. That's not my job, okay? My job is to get you.
I called for.
My job is to get you.
Education part of this.
My job is to get you to go look something up. Don't believe me. I'm just some freaking streamer on social media. Who the hell am I? You don't know me.
I appreciate you saying that too.
Go look it up. Go research. Okay. Go see what you're doing, and then you can actually stand up for what's right and what's wrong. Okay, but you gotta start with education. You gotta start with research. You gotta start with knowing what's going on. And if you don't start with that, then then there's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Hey, well, thanks for coming up. I do really appreciate you coming up, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, man.
Yeah, you too. Can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
So I just stumbled across the stream and I saw it, and you were talking a lot about a small business that you're running. I was wondering what that is.
That was a hypothetical, man.
Oh, okay.
That was a hypothetical about me running a small business. I don't run a small business.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess technically I do. I do own an LLC, but that's beyond the point.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about
that was a hypothetical about me if I was running a small business that was reliant on products that were from overseas. That was just a
Okay.
hypothetical that I was talking about there.
All right. Hypothetical. Got it.
Yeah. Cool.
All
right. Talk to you later, man. Bye. And W's in the chat for caller. That was a good caller. I enjoyed that one. Warsaw convinced me to be nice, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was nice. All right. This one time, Warsaw. One time. No, like I said, guys, I match energy. That's all it was. Okay, that's all it is. I match energy. The energy is good. I match energy. All right. All right, we're gonna go through a few super chats, and then we're gonna move on to the next caller. I've seen quite a few in there, so thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting. I really, really appreciate that. Yo, remember, as I'm reading these super chats, if you're really enjoying the show and you'd like to become a member on YouTube or a subscriber on TikTok over here, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats open too. Being a member and being a subscriber is always probably my favorite way to support, but even more than that, make sure you guys are following and subscribing. Follow, subscribe, become members, all that sort of stuff. It's really, really great. All right, so I get some repeats in here, so I hope I don't repeat any, so I apologize if I do. Warsaw said, that dude wanted to learn. Yeah, he did, and I taught him. That was all. 27 says, sir, why the John Deere hat? Well, that's pretty simple, okay? The John Deere hat is because I like green, and it was cheap and at Ross. That's the only reason whatsoever. I just like green things, and it was cheap and at Ross, so I bought the hat. Sharif, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, hello from New Jersey. Keep up the great work. I feel people can learn from you and not be closed-minded. Also, free Palestine. Hell yeah, Sharif. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Warsaw said, don't pick on fellow Americans. Let them be open and learn. I do. Hey, dude. You guys don't seem to understand. There are certain people that come on here and they purposely are trying to start shit. I'm not going to let them walk all over me. I'm sorry. But it's all good, guys. Relax. It's all good. We'll survive this. All right, we'll make it. But thank you so much, Warsaw. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Man, woman, I don't even know. Sorry, I don't know what gender you are. I apologize. I just freaking assumed that. I apologize. Shane, thank you said WTH, no difference if Kamala won. She would have not been a dictator. She completely cared, complete opposite of Trump. I know she would not have freaking tried to put in martial law. I'll tell you that much. That's pretty easy. So, Shay, thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really appreciate the $20 super chat. Mark says she had no executive skills. Her ex said so. Okay, that's dumb. Jacob said, I'm with your brother. Which brother? I have two brothers. Which brother are you with? I'm actually kind of curious. If you are with my brother, I'm actually kind of curious. Tobin said, only time Trump had okay border numbers was in 2020 for some odd reason. Yeah, it's weird how 2020 seemed to be a really good number for Donald Trump for good border numbers. Wow. Maybe something happened in there. I'm not. Anyways, you know, I can't really remember. Maybe there was something in there. I'm not really sure. Thank you so much. Jen says, marriage equality. Oh, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see the color on that one. Jen said, marriage equality is going back to SCOTUS. My wife and I are scared for our marriage. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are, I don't trust this SCOTUS with literally anything. I will be surprised if we still have a fucking constitution by the time the Supreme Court is done fucking with us. Should you be scared about marriage equality? Yes, you should. You should be scared about marriage equality. You should be scared about the rights of your daughters and your wives and your sisters. You should be scared of that. All right. Hell, you should be scared of things like religious freedom and race in this country. This overly partisan Supreme Court has shown absolutely every will to undo
insane
every constitutional right that we've had and every law that has anything to do with equality in this country. They have shown every single will to undo all of it. So you know what? Jen, I'm scared too. I wish I could give you better news. But I can't. I'm scared too. I'm not a member of the community. I'm just an ally. At least I try to be with everything I have. Okay? So, I'm scared too. And this is why we need to band together and make sure that we are doing everything that we possibly can to make sure that we can, I don't know, man, win the midterms. Let's start with winning the midterms and fucking be able to fight and push back on everything else. That's all I can say.
It's
yeah.
insane.
That's it. But Jen, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Warsaw, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I said, yay, people want to learn, let them decide to look into it. Everybody should be looking into everything that I say. You guys should not be trusting me at all. I'm just some streamer. If you guys are not fact checking me, then really, what are you guys doing with your life? Okay. Just to let you know, if you're on the left and you're not fact checking me at least a bit, right? You are no better than MAGA, who just listens to all the bullshit Trump or Fox News tells them and just takes it on face value. Yeah, I said it. I do my research.
Insane.
But first of all, not only do I do my research, y'all need to make sure I did it right. Because I screw up too. And guess what? I talk to a lot of people about a lot of topics. I'm wrong sometimes. Okay, I mess up numbers or I mess up, statistics. It happens. Check it out. Fact check me. Make sure I'm right. Don't be letting me slide on shit. Do your thing. If you guys weren't on my live yesterday, I had another really, really awesome creator named Comrade B message me, correct me on abortion rights on the spot. I read it out loud. I have no problem being wrong. It's okay. Admit you're wrong when you're wrong. Don't be a narcissist. Admit you're wrong when you're wrong. Okay? Thank you, Warsaw. I really appreciate that. Keith says Trump is the pawn for the G4 convention plan. Yeah, that tracks. Zan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said, hit the previous guest wants to fix the system. He needs to vote blue in all upcoming elections. That's a start to fix it. At least on the blue side, we're trying to freaking allow the system to work the way it's supposed to, instead of trying to implement, trying to bypass the system at every way, shape, and form. That's the worst part. Like right now with what the Republicans are doing in Texas, that is trying to rig the system. At least the Democrats want the system to be fair. Sorry, I had to send a text message. That's it. So, hey, at least the blue side gives you a chance. At least it gives you a chance. But thank you so much. Tobin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said only time Trump had okay border numbers. Oh, I already said this one. My bad. I told you they repeat sometime in this app. I apologize. Lee, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said I appreciate the people who are open-minded and trying to see through the murk. I also appreciate those people. Sometimes I get a little warmed up. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I talk to too many freaking, too many people. I get a little wild up. And sometimes I can't calm down.
It's insane.
Okay. Sometimes I can't calm down. Okay. My bad. I have emotions just like everybody else. Sorry.
It's insane.
Tex, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, God bless Israel, people, Brazilian love. I don't know if I can agree with you on what Israel is doing right now. Sorry, I can't really do that, but thank you for the super chat. Delissa said, MAGA brain, the inability to understand facts and reality. Donald Trump, I love the poorly educated. I'm here for the MAGA brain crash out entertainment. Isn't that what we're all here for? I mean, that's what we're really enjoying here. You know what I'm saying? Zan said, thank you so much, Delissa. Zan said, sorry for using voice to text. That was the last guest. Vela says, does it piss you off when they call me the N-word? No, not at all. It doesn't. I can't let that thing bother me. Ari, if you can hear me, please check your text messages. Please, please, please. And it's just ignorant people being racist and shitty. What does their shadiness have to do with me? I don't let those people affect me. And Chris said, hey, I tried to call the number and it never works. Well, it doesn't call the number until I open up the phone lines. If I'm on the phone line with someone or I'm going through super chats, I don't open up the phone lines. And it's just me here to answer. So I'm going to open them up in a second. And we'll open everything up and get things going. But sorry, I don't have anyone to answer the phone. You know. So, but I do my best here. I do my best. I'm trying. Okay. And 27 said, you know politics better than me, but look into the right to repair with John Deere and Apple. Many late nights trying to keep harvesting going. Thanks for what you do. Case IH here. Okay, is this something? Case the right to repair. Okay. I'm curious. I don't know what that is. Interesting. I'll look into that more. I really, like I said, I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. I don't know anything about this. So I will look into this. I'm feeling like I need to switch around the John Deere hat. Like I said, I really don't. I don't know anything about this. So I will look into it. Okay. Again, I don't know everything, guys. I don't know everything. Okay. I do my best. I'll look into it. So, all right, cool. We're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I looked at the quick. It says right to repair is a multifaceted concept encompassing consumer rights, legislation, and social movement. It champions the right of individuals and independent businesses to repair the products they own rather than being restricted to manufacturer authorized services. This involves ensuring access to necessary parts, tools, and information for diagnosis and repair, which I totally understand. It makes complete sense. And actually, here's one thing that I do know. I know that the Department of Defense actually just implemented something that was actually very similar to this, because the military-industrial complex has held like pretty much the ability to fix a lot of military equipment away from the military, and they are actually passing like new policy to be able to have actual military members be able to do that. So it makes complete sense. I understand it. But I need to do more research on it. I think I've heard of it at some point, but I don't know enough about it to speak completely about it. But thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this thing going. Hello, how are you?
Doing good. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I'm an independent.
Not what I asked.
Way. I wouldn't claim either party right now.
I'm not asking you to claim a party. I'm asking you to support Trump or not.
No.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate it, but I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now, but I hope you have a wonderful day. All right. Dude, what is up with y'all in my hair? Seriously, what is up with y'all in my hair? I don't get it. I have hair. I have a full head of hair. What is up with y'all? Man can't even wear a hat. Jesus Christ. Hello, how are you? All right, well, goodbye. Hello, how are you?
How you doing, sir?
It's weird. Doing well. How old are you?
I am 38 years old.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
What's that?
Do you support Trump?
I voted for him the last 3 elections. I would not say that I support him currently with the policies he's unrolled with this last administration.
And which policy don't you support?
I I would say just about almost everything. The trade deals that aren't really beneficial trade deals or aren't deals at all. The tariffs, which essentially are just taxing Americans and American businesses, and I've personally been affected by that recently. I would say even the deportation and how he's going about that with what I consider not due process, and how that sets a standard for going forward to have that done by other parties and other presidents and administrations, and without much blowback, seeing as there's not much blowback right now for Trump doing it. So if I don't want Biden doing it, I don't want Trump doing it. That's how I would word it.
So you're not happy with Trump for doing all the things that he ran on doing?
The manner of which he's doing it, I would say, is not how I would have wanted it to be done.
Yeah, so Donald Trump said he was going to do all of these tariffs from the get-go. He's been talking about tariffs since the 80s, and he made it very clear that he was going to put broad tariffs on all the other countries. I know this because I specifically talked about it many, many times. Donald Trump also said he was going to deport people at this exact same rate in the exact same way. Donald Trump actually said before he even became president that he was going to implement the 1798's Alien Enemies Act, and he was going to have the largest mass deportation effort since the Mexican Repatriation Act, which watched over 1 million U.S. citizens get deported. So
yeah,
this is
that still should have some form of due process. The way that he's been going about it with the Supreme Court, how it's been stacked over the last, decade, has made it to where a lot of things would have been fought a little bit harder using the three branches of government, and I feel like there's no backbone in any other branch of government. So even the ways that he's gone about it, even tariffs, he has the ability to restrict the U.S. dollar in trades using the SWIFT system versus using tariffs. So somebody can say, think about how many politicians say I'm going to do it this way and how many times they actually do it that way.
Do you know the last time the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, which again Donald Trump spoke extensively about before he was elected, you know when the last time that was used?
I would imagine in 1778.
Wrong. That 1798 is when it was first written. It wasn't the last time it was used.
Maybe Ronald Reagan during the 70s, I would imagine.
No, it was World War II when we put Japanese immigrants into internment camps without due process.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And the thing that I would say is ultimately,
but all I'm saying, sir, is like Donald Trump said he was going to do exactly this. Like, and that's why I don't understand. Like, all of the things that you're upset about, like that the Trump administration is doing, guess what? I'm upset about it too. The only difference between you and I is that I'm watching Donald Trump do exactly what he said he was going to do, which is why I didn't vote for him. But you voted for all of this. Like, this is exactly what he said he was going to do, man.
Well, at the same time, though, you have to keep in mind, for me, I don't know if you're a veteran or if you've ever served overseas, the switch, and I'm somebody who actually voted for Obama. So I'm somebody who, the first three elections of my life, would consider myself a Democrat, and the last three have been more on the conservative side. And I think it is pretty much because of the breakdown of the Democratic Party, the breakdown in 2016 of using superdelegates to throw Bernie Sanders under the bus. Aspects like that. They used to be a non-war party. Now they are the war party. And from the direction that Kamala Harris and what she was talking about when she was running was almost guaranteeing us a war and head-on collision with Russia. And as somebody who has experience in that, that's not something I would give up everything other than having a war.
First of all, how is the Democratic Party the war party? Literally under the Biden administration, there was less people deployed into foreign environments and into war zones or any type of combat zone than there was under the Trump administration. We did not enter any new wars. Hold on. I'm not finished. Okay. We did not enter into any new wars under the Biden administration. We did not attack any new countries or anything like that, even though we've done that with 2 different countries under the Trump administration on this exact term. And when you're talking about we would have been on a path to war with Russia, we are in a worse standing with Russia than we were before. So what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, you said we're currently, how are we worse with Russia right now than the Biden administration?
At best, we're the same.
Absolutely not. We were in actual diplomatic conversation with them at this point. Sanctions are not being thrown around left and right.
Did you hear what Donald Trump said? Did you hear what Donald Trump said?
Fight a war. You're the one that would go fight the war with your age group, and I don't think any people in your age group have the ability.
Sir, how old do you think I am?
Anyway, I would say you're probably like 32, maybe 30.
I am literally exactly your age.
Oh, well, good.
Okay.
Well, then you understand. The younger generation is not in the place. I have a wife that's been in for 14 years. The U.S. military cannot win a war against Russia.
Sir, first of all, yes, they could. Second of all, okay, Russia literally can't overtake Ukraine. I don't know what makes you think that the U.S. military couldn't take Russia. That's crazy. Second of all, okay, literally Donald Trump literally got on stage and said, "Yeah, I keep having these conversations with Vladimir Putin, and every time I do, I tell Melania, I tell her, oh, sorry, should I do my Trump voice? Every time I do, I tell Melania, I go, oh my God, we had such a great conversation. It was like the best conversation. And he agreed to so many things. And then Melania will tell me, she'll be like, oh, you know how he said he wasn't going to bomb anything? He just bombed Kiev again. He literally got up on stage and said that literally every time he tries to have a diplomatic conversation with Putin, Putin promises him something and then immediately goes against it, literally as soon as he gets off the phone. And Melania has to tell him about how Putin is completely going against any type of diplomatic discussion that he's having with him. Okay. So the difference between, and honestly, and right now, like there was just a report that I just was reading today, right? And it was from multiple different sources. And it was talking about how that you know how Donald Trump's supposed to have a meeting with Putin like next week, right? Is it this week?
Yeah, in Alaska. Yep.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Donald Trump didn't know he was going to Alaska. You remember that, right?
I did not hear that, but that
oh yeah, he said he was going to Russia. He doesn't even know what planet he's on. But anyways, besides that, okay, it literally is being reported and showing that is legitimizing Putin's efforts. The fact that Donald Trump is meeting with Putin, not with Zelensky there, right, is literally shown as a legitimization of Vladimir Putin and showing that what he is doing is actually stronger. It's strengthening his position to continue this war. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's also maybe that's a factor of it. Like, do you think this war is Russia being the aggressor, or do you think this is a breakdown of foreign policy over the last 2 decades of American policy in general?
It's Russia being the aggressor. That's not in question.
That's what I mean. So what do you think about the 2014 Minsk agreements that were completely negated by NATO's actions and America's actions?
And how was it negated?
Because they didn't stop or do anything that they said they were going to do on the Russian side.
Like
Russia
what?
has, I would say, since the fall of the Soviet Union, has done their best to avoid collisions with us and NATO, and we've done quite the opposite.
I'm sorry, how did we violate the Minsk agreements?
We didn't stop them from doing anything that the Zelenskys and the prior to, with the corruption or with the breaking down relations with Russian-speaking people that are in Ukraine, which, by the way, Kiev was the Russian capital of Russia for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
so
who broke away from who, by the way?
What's that?
Who broke away from who?
What do you mean? You mean with Ukraine?
Oh, sorry. Let me make this clear. Russia broke away from Ukraine, not the other way around. Okay, so let's get that straight. Second of all, we did not in any way violate the Minsk agreements. Third of all, yes, there was corruption in Ukraine, and the United States did a whole bunch of shit to actually ensure the fact that corruption was actually exited. It's actually the reason why Ukraine is actually. I'm still talking. Actually, it's the actual reason why Ukraine actually got close to actually joining NATO, because all of that corruption was actually, for the most part, eliminated, because no one would let them actually join NATO because they didn't actually fall into the qualifications of NATO's because of all of their corruption. Actually, if you actually look at like when the Biden administration was actually down, sent to Ukraine, that the right talks about with Burisma, which had nothing to do with it whatsoever. And they actually went to Ukraine to actually, deal with that prosecutor who had actually been shown to be a corrupt prosecutor by the UN. Right. It was actually a form of the United States actually ensuring that the corruption in the Ukraine actually left.
And so if Russian-speaking people in the country, and you broke off 20 years ago, and we started telling you that you can't be Orthodox, or you can't speak Russian in school, or you can't speak Russian at home, and also trying to join NATO, which was an original agreement even after they fell, and we've done it now with Lithuania, with Estonia, and now Sweden,
that was never an agreement.
Finland, that was 100% agreement.
It was 100% not an agreement.
You start bringing up all these points to the point where you can't stop and interject as any normal debate would to clarify on some points. Like you said, we did all kinds of shit to ensure that the Minsk agreements were completed and followed through on. What did we do to make sure that they followed through on their part?
What agreement did we break with Finland and Lithuania? And
we are moving NATO to the direct borders of Russia.
Awesome. And where did we agree we weren't going to do that?
I can try to Google it if you want, but
you can Google it, but it doesn't exist.
That has been a red line for Russia and Putin since he's been in office.
If it was a red line, then why did they not attack? If there was a red line, then why did? If it was a red line, sir, then why did they? Sir,
These are all hypotheticals.
Sir.
You want to keep pushing. You don't know. I'm talking now. You told me to stop when you were talking, and I stopped and I listened. So I will now continue.
Sir,
my thought
we did
until
not
I'm completed with
agree.
it.
All right. Well, I can just stop you from talking. It's
You
not that
can,
difficult.
but then you're just showing that you're not willing to have a debate.
Sir, I'm not trying to have a debate with you.
Then why did you have people call in to talk about this?
Because I'm here to have conversation. See, you're trying to debate, and I'm not trying to debate you. Okay,
but
there is no agreement that said we weren't going to push east. The only thing that talked about pushing east was actually an agreement that had to deal with Berlin and Berlin alone, and it was talking about moving east within Berlin. There was never an agreement whatsoever that we weren't going to move further east as far as countries are concerned. You said it was an actual red line. Okay, that if we moved east or we moved onto Russia's borders, then they had the right to attack. Then why did they not attack for the last 5 countries that we moved onto their border?
Some people don't actually think that war is so profitable that we should destroy mankind.
Awesome. So if that's the case, then why are they attacking Ukraine?
What did we do with JFK when the Cuban missile?
You see how he's ignoring this red
line?
What
was our response?
You see how he's ignoring this red line? Sir, I asked you a specific question. I asked you a specific question, and now you're trying to change it over to the Cuban Missile Crisis, which we can talk about. No, that's totally fine. You said that there was a red line as far as countries, sir.
Do not put NATO on my border.
Awesome. Yes. So if it was a red line, then why did Putin not attack any of the other 5 countries that are currently on his border?
Because they're NATO and they are protected by our articles of organization. So do you want a war with another superpower?
So why did he attack Ukraine then?
Weapons? Because they don't have nuclear weapons. We removed them when they came out of the Soviet Union.
But why what was his reasoning for attacking them?
Because of the broken down Minsk agreements.
Because his reason was because they were trying to join NATO, which he said was a breaking of agreement, which you already talked about, which is about NATO moving east. So my question is, if he's saying that it was because of freaking NATO moving east, which you already referenced, right? If it's because of that, then why did he not attack any of those other countries as they were starting to join NATO to freaking to break to keep NATO off his borders?
Some countries have more self-preservation and reserve as to not throw themselves easily into war all the time.
So you think Latvia has more reserve than Ukraine?
Do I think what?
Latvia has more reserve than Ukraine.
Lithuania, you mean?
No, I do not.
Lithuania?
No, I mean Latvia. Latvia, yes. The country of Latvia. Have you heard of it?
I don't believe so. Latavia? I don't know. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, there's a country called Latvia.
Huge. They have.
Okay, they're part of NATO. They're on Russia's border. Okay, they're a very small country. All right. And they literally have almost like no military. They could not defend themselves whatsoever. And if Russia wanted to attack them, they could have, and there would have been literally nothing to stop them. Estonia is another good example of a Baltic state that Russia could have attacked because of, us breaking, different agreements or us moving too far east or putting NATO on their border. They couldn't do that also. Finland probably has more reserve than both of those 2 countries, but Ukraine is obviously showing a lot of reserve. So let's just be completely honest about what it actually is, okay, and stop bullshitting around. The reason why Russia invaded Ukraine has nothing to do with any of the bullshit they're trying to say. The reason why Russia invaded Ukraine is because Ukraine was moving towards the West, right? Ukraine realized that is more beneficial for them financially and economically, and from pretty much a moral standpoint, even at this point, to move closer to the West and to the western parts of Europe. And Russia didn't like that because Ukraine has their closest warm water port, and they are very natural mineral resource country, high natural resource country, and they wanted it, and they didn't want it to push further to the left, so they attacked and they made a whole bunch of freaking different, claims, things about the Minsk agreement or things about the Donbass region or Russian-speaking Ukrainians that were all shown and unequivocally false, right? Because they were proven by not just the United States, but literally over 50 different countries that looked into it to show that Ukraine was not in any way freaking going against the Russian-speaking people in Ukraine or going, against people within the Donbass region, which again, let me be very clear. I'm still talking. I'm still talking that Russia was literally attacking within the Donbass region. Literally, Russia was attacking within the Donbass region during Trump's first administration, but apparently we don't talk about that. But anyways, regardless of any of that, it does not change that freaking Russia does not have the right.
You're not acknowledging basic facts.
I'm not listening to you because I'm talking.
Yeah, because you don't have any intake ability. You want to just.
I will intake when I'm finished.
But you talk for 5 minutes at a time.
I'll talk for 20 minutes at a time if you want to talk for longer. You don't want me to talk as much. You should start your own live.
I would rather exchange ideas and actually have.
Yeah, I would love to too. So stop cutting me off.
See, this is the problem with the left, is you guys don't even have the ability to find the middle ground.
And you're muted. Oh, look how far you're gone. I don't really care to hear about your whining, okay?
Exactly. That's why you guys...
Sir, if you want to cry, go get a therapist. I'm not in the fucking mood.
You're the one who's crying, obviously.
I'm literally was just in the middle of a sentence talking about the Donbass region of Russia, trying to educate you because obviously you don't know much. And I was trying to help you out over here, but since you don't really want the help, then I don't really know what to do.
Well, you're not acknowledging facts. They've been in a civil war in those regions for almost 8 years, attacking each other, and Russian-speaking people are fighting back for what they feel are their rights. And then you're saying at the same time that in no way has Ukraine been stomping on the rights of these people. And think about, we're fighting and sending weapons to a place.
You're literally just spreading Russian propaganda. This is sad.
It's not propaganda.
All right, awesome. Can you prove to me what you're saying in any way, shape, or form?
I could send you a Vice video of 6 years ago.
I don't want a fucking Vice video. I want an actual intelligence report. How about that? A Vice video. This motherfucker said a Vice video. Hey, dude, I can send you a YouTube video of Sasquatch existing. You want that too? I guess YouTube freaking exists or whatever, dude.
That's what I mean. Like, think about where you're at, right? I understand. Okay, you can be frustrated.
You don't, because I'm starting from a place of logic and facts, and you're starting from a place of crying and whining.
You cut me off instantaneously. You cut me off instantly, and you're saying that we're having.
Yeah, because you're really fucking annoying.
Because I have valid points, and you
have zero valid points. You just try to quote a Vice video.
Exactly. No, it's not a quote. It's showing visual footage of Ukraine in a civil war. It's more than that. That's more than that. How do you ever bridge a gap when someone of your intellect, which is supposedly top notch, cannot have any kind of...
I didn't say my intellect is top notch. I'm saying that it's far superior to yours.
Somebody who
but that's a pretty low bar.
At some point that this president and administration are not doing what is expected or what would be normal under any other administration, and you can't even find middle ground with me. Like, how do you expect to heal or...
Why would I want to find middle ground with you? You're a Russian propagandist.
Oh my God, that is so cute, dude. That is adorable. I'm a Russian propagandist because I have a sense of understanding of world affairs. So I must.
I literally have a master's degree in world affairs. I think I got it pretty good.
So just because you have a master's degree means that you're knowledgeable in all subjects. And
no, I didn't say that was knowledgeable on all subjects, but I'm much more knowledgeable than you.
Okay, so...
But that's, again, not hard. I'm pretty sure my freaking... I can't even say middle schooler anymore.
Not become the capital of Russia. Do you know when that was? Under what leader of Russia? Since you know everything.
No, I don't remember. And it's really not important to this conversation. Exactly. I didn't say I knew everything,
you're bored.
Sir.
You're not bored. You're frustrated because you're not winning. And I can understand...
No, sir, I don't try to win conversations. I already explained to you that I'm not here to debate you. And if I'm not here to debate, then I'm not here to win. Did you not hear that the first... Oh, sir. Hey.
That's an entire process.
Ding dong. Did you not hear me earlier say that I'm not here to debate? Because I told it to you specifically. No, did you hear me earlier say that I'm not here to debate?
I'm sorry, I muted you. What was that?
I said, did you not hear me earlier when I said I was not here to debate?
Yeah, but I don't listen to obvious bullshit. I just...
Okay, awesome. Well, apparently, if you had listened to that part, then you would have known that I'm not here to debate. And since I'm not here to debate, I'm not here to win. Okay,
and you're not because this is find middle ground with the people you're asking to call.
I'm not trying to find middle ground. At any point did I say I was trying to find middle ground with you?
You're asking people who supported.
All right, I am not here to debate you. I don't know how many times I have to say it on this live. I'm not here to debate you. I could not care less.
Okay? It's insane.
You mean absolutely nothing to me. Okay. But, and since we're here, and I just had to throw it up just for fun. I'm just going to put this on the screen because that guy apparently doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. There we go. Don't call it a civil war. Ukraine's conflict is an act of Russian aggression. And I'll just leave that on the screen. I'm here to have conversations with people that want to have conversations, and I'm not here to debate you or try to win an argument, okay? If that's what you're trying to do, then I'll just drop you and move on to the next person. It does not hurt my feelings, okay? This is about real conversations with real people. And if that's not what you're here for, then I'll just get tired of you. But Warsaw, you see why I don't deal with people like this? You see? Anyways.
Insane.
We'll keep this thing moving. Let's see. Oh wait, I've already been through that. Where's all the stuff I was looking for? Oh, Warsaw said the right to repair is fucked up. Yeah, I'm sure it really is. I looked at it. That was really bad. Velvet says it pisses me off when they say the N-word. I'm sure it does. 100%. 27 said, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I really appreciate it. That W's in the chat for 27. Said, thank you, good sir. I live in the Midwest. The right to repair is big in the Midwest. When John Deere techs are unavailable, our case side got quicker service in 7 hours compared to 12 hours for John Deere service. Not speaking bad about Deere, but production matters. Yeah, 100% it does. I actually feel bad about wearing the hat too. I wasn't trying to make a political stance with that. I was I just like green. I feel like I need to turn it around or something. My apologies. I'm sorry about that. Big W's in the chat. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Also, 27 says, sir, stop interrupting. I've watched you for the last 4 hours. Stay humble, sir. Every voice demands a 15-minute spot. No, they don't. That I completely disagree with. Not everybody. No one deserves anything. No one deserves anything. I'm here to have conversations, and that's about it. Warsaw said, I have a sense of world affairs. Latvia is a country? You mean Lithuania? See, I think this is what you guys don't understand about debate. See, a real debate requires two people that are educated on topics. And this guy didn't know Latvia was a country. But he's real educated on world affairs. He's never heard of a whole fucking country. But yet y'all want me to give him the time of day and debate him? I literally said Latvia is on its border, and he said, you mean Lithuania? And I said, no, I mean Latvia. It's a country. Have you heard of it? And he said, nope, haven't heard of it. But he schooled me, guys. He got me so good. He got me so good, guys. Frankly said, never thought I would hear an American voice spread Russian government rhetoric that they use to justify the war that Russia started. Yeah, it's really crazy to me. It's really, really crazy to me. And I have very low tolerance for Russian propaganda and bullshit, so I just kind of just excuse myself and continue on with my night. Oh, anyways, and Queen V, what's going on, Queen V? How you doing? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Damn, I haven't hit 2 hours yet. I was going to quit after that last super chat. I guess I'll take another one. Hopefully they're better than that last guy. Guys, please, if you're going to tell me you're a professional on world affairs, then please know countries that we're talking about. I feel like that's the minimum. Just the absolute minimum. Start with knowing the countries that we're talking about. People are so stupid. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, and I just wanted to have a discussion with you.
Oh, I like discussions.
Great. Well, you know what? Your question is based on a false premise. It says, do you support President Trump? Just so you know, it's not about whether or not I support President Trump. It's about the policies that he implements legislatively, through executive order, whatever it may be. So basically what you're trying with your question, you're trying to push a false narrative that it's about supporting President Trump personally, like a cult of personality. But in reality, that's not what it's about. President Trump is fulfilling
Man,
campaign
I thought
promises.
I read into
Now, I
things
know you're
like
not a policy person, and
way
you're
too
talking over
hard.
me, and you don't want to have a
Jesus
policy discussion. You
Christ,
don't. You won't
dude.
have a policy discussion. You won't. You're all
Yeah,
about
nice
Trump
crash house,
derangement
sweetheart.
syndrome, mental illness. How about this? How about this? Somebody like you climbed up on a building with a rifle and shot the president.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing great, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, you're doing great, sweetheart. Yeah, you're doing great, man. Yeah, keep it up. Oh, you're doing awesome, man. Yeah, you just keep it up. Yeah, keep it up, sweetheart. Wow, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. Remember when you guys told me to just let them talk? So here you go. I'm letting them talk. Yeah. He's still here. I'm sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
Do you disagree with?
Oh, okay.
See,
Cool.
it's all about you saying that I support Trump. I voted
Sorry,
for Trump
I
because
thought
of
I
the
turned him.
policy.
I thought I just turned him down a little bit so that you guys could still hear him. I didn't know I muted him all the way. My apologies.
Yeah, you muted me because you're all about censorship. Your side lost for a reason, and that's part of the reason, the censorship.
Oh, you're going back to it? All right, I'll just turn you back down again and take off my headphones.
Yeah, turn me back down, little feller. Little black boy. Yeah, and I called you black boy, and I've got black fatigue, and I've had enough. You ought to let me say it. Maybe you can get me canceled.
Yeah, you're not important enough for me to worry about getting canceled.
You know what? The fact is, you hate
guys. This is the side that won,
and you
y'all.
hate people like me.
This is
you
the guy.
hate
This
Trump
is the
and you
side.
hate me.
This is the side that won.
And you're not going to have a policy discussion. It's anything other than that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
What about it? Let's have a policy. What policy?
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah. Tell me all about it. Yeah, you're doing awesome. Yeah, that's great, man. You're doing so good.
Stop freaking out, bro.
pisses off little weenies like you, I don't give a shit what he does. Because you know what? That means we're going in the right direction. Now let's talk about those policies that he implements. Let's talk about the executive orders, the legislation. And by the way, America is not a democracy. It is a representative constitutional republic. Nowhere in the Constitution is the word democracy. Nowhere. But I need to calm down, right? No. You people climbed up on a building. One of you shot the president, killed a man named Corey Compatore. I'm sure you don't know his name. The other two guys that were standing behind him or near him, they were wounded. President Trump was wounded. But you don't respect that. He stood up defiantly and said, fight. You're against that. Why? See, you people are weak. You tell me to calm down? Yeah, okay. Okay. I need to calm down. Meanwhile, you're going nuts. You're climbing up on buildings. You shoot the president. One of you was hiding out in the bushes with a rifle.
But guys, let him talk. Let him talk, guys. Let him talk. Everybody needs their 15 minutes, guys. Everybody needs their 15 minutes. And you just need to let them talk. I let him talk, guys. You guys got it. You guys just nailed it. All right, we're gonna move on to somebody else now because that was boring. I'm just saying. You guys just need to just let him talk, and then I let him talk. That's what we get there. I thought I left it where you could barely hear him. I just didn't want. He was screaming. I didn't want to blow out all your guys' eardrums. Could you guys not hear him at all? I just turned him down. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to turn him all the way off.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the last feller at all.
Trust me, it was for your benefit.
Yeah, I figured. I heard the feller crashing out, and it just
that dude crashed out like all the way. That was wild.
Well,
the people on TikTok heard him. The people on YouTube, I guess I turned it down too much. I put it way down, but the people on TikTok could hear him loud and clear. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, there's a commonality of folks of a certain age, and they see the world getting progressively worse every single day. You know, I mean, they see.
How's it getting worse?
Well, people are taking home a lot less money. People are living in poorer and poorer conditions. Can't afford to put food on the table to feed their families, and as we get older, we realize we're not leaving anything behind.
Well, that I'll agree with you. Well, I won't agree with. Well, I'll agree with you and disagree with you at the same time. Okay. So, are people bringing home less money? No, that's not correct. People are bringing home way more money. Okay, but their dollar doesn't go as far, right? So the cost of living has gone up, and things are more expensive.
Median income. There's a difference between median income, mode, and averages, right? Like there's a difference between what the middle is making, between what. Yes, salaries are increasing dramatically. You have the tech sector that continues to expand. You have a lot of emerging fields, but that's very few and far between. Sure, you got a handful of folks that are making a lot more, but
people across the board are making a lot more. If you look at any of the different types of income that we're talking about, people are making more. It's how far that money goes, and people are making less as according to cost of living, and that really stinks, right? And that is absolutely horrible. And people are seeing, things like the ability to buy houses go away, right? That's absolutely horrible. Or people are going to the grocery store and seeing that their dollar doesn't go as far, and that things are costing more. I actually, my girlfriend just made a comment the other day when we were at the grocery store, right? About how the cost of beef per pound was actually more than the federal minimum wage. And we were talking about how just absolutely crazy that was, right? And that's absolutely horrible, right? And so when we talk about things like this, right, I think what's really important is that we talk about things that are how we fix this and how we move forward, right? And I think that when I look at policy and I look at policy decisions that are made by the president, when I look at policy decisions that are made by our Congress, right? I want policies that are actually going to help those things, right? And actually help to try to get us to a spot where we can actually have enough money in our pockets in order to make sure that groceries don't kill us. I think right now, like I said, like the housing costs, like the rental costs for Americans in the United States is somewhere between like a third to half of what people are getting in actual net income. That's too much, right? We need to find ways to fix that. And I think that is a problem. I think that we just have a disagreement on how we fix it.
Well, so I have a little bit of a probably different take than the vast majority of folks that you'll hear calling in here. And I happen to believe that in the heart of the imperial core of capitalism, that there is no way to fix these issues because they're emboldened and imprinted into the very system itself. Whenever you have something that wants to expand at all costs and consume more, that's either a cancer or a virus. And that happens to be the way that I see the business class ruling this country.
So you're a socialist.
I'm a little bit further than that.
You're a communist.
I believe in a classless, stateless, moneyless society, and
that would be a communist.
Yes, exactly. And I view that taking the mask off of the imperial core and into complete fascism, while the rest of the world can divulge from the toxic American values that have propped up an evil system, happens to be one of the best ways that we can go about it. Accelerationism is a concept that I'm bringing to the table.
Okay, well, I will. How old did you say you were?
I'm 32.
You're 32?
It's insane.
I'm 32.
Holy shit.
I've lived a long, hard life so far.
Brother, and this is not even me trying to talk shit, bro. I thought you were 70 something.
No. That's just from a
because I was like, ain't no way.
I
was like, there ain't no way I'm talking to a 60 or 70-year-old freaking communist. That's wild. That's my ignorance. I apologize. I didn't even mean to be I'm not even trying to be rude with that. I just assumed you have a very old soul. You have a very old soul.
I'll tell you this: the psychological concept, not the sociological concept of discrimination. You'll hear somebody with my voice, and you'll tend to think X, Y, and Z, a million and two ways.
Well,
the reason why I have this.
Well, it's not a reason of hearing your voice. You sound a lot older, right? And the American way in the United States, for people that were older, for people that really are in their 70s, right, is they were taught from the get-go that everything that is communist is bad, right? We've gone to wars, we've infiltrated countries, we've sent the CIA in, specifically into countries just to stop communism, right? And so that is something that is very ingrained in, more, we'll call them the boomers, right? The boomers of the United States, right? It's not something that I even blame them for, truly, right? It's just something that they were taught, we have to stop communism, we have to fight communists. Hell, we fought Vietnam over trying to stop communism, right? So it is very strange.
And Grenada and
and Honduras or Guatemala, we would,
and
yeah,
Iraq.
Tons of countries.
Because it was the Ba'ath Socialist Party that ruled Iraq. Whenever I went downrange there, that's probably why my voice sounds so scratchy. But ultimately, you can look at trade deals that were proposed, that one Pacific trade deal under the last year of Obama. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But as soon as America got out of that, all of a sudden, all the really crappy copyright protection and business protection stuff, every other country tossed that stuff out, and they went on ahead with their trade deal.
Yep.
They left the United States in the dust.
Absolutely.
Whenever it comes to all that, you've got what it used to be the Defense sector for Republicans and the tech sector for Democrats. That was the historical analog for that. What type of company do you want to invest in? But I mean, the mask is off. It's all the party of big business.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But hey, brother, I appreciate you, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk to a communist because I think that's
but that's
the opposite way I want this conversation to go.
Let's support. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, sure, let's support Trump, because now every other country can begin to decentralize. They can balkanize away and begin to actually take care of their people and put the evil policies of the past 200 years behind us, because they realize, maybe America wasn't necessarily always the good guy.
I don't think we were ever the good guy.
Off.
We were the bad guy that mostly controlled things and did a lot of good stuff for our allies, and now we're the bad guy who's doing bad stuff to our allies.
Through the 3 P's: power,
insane.
Position, prestige, and I forget the third one, but ultimately, that's why, for your prompt, why do you support him? Because finally the world can see what we really are.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I do agree with that. All right, man. Well, you have a good one. All right.
Take care.
Absolutely. That dude is, I don't care how old he said he is. He is 70, 100 years old. I don't care how old he says he is. He is 70, 100 years old. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, 100 or whatever it was. At least minimum. That dude was Moses' age. Okay. That dude was Moses' age. All right. Yeah. He was it like 5011. He was 5011 years old. Okay. Warsaw said, your channel kills when we have solid political discourse and conversations around it. Love what you're doing. Let's hear more of both sides. Love y'all. Warsaw, as you see, I have no problem doing both sides. I really don't. I actually do like to actually really have real conversations with people. I really do. I truly do. Like, I truly do. Okay. Just some days are the right days for that. Some days aren't. It just depends. It depends on the guest. I change based off the guest. Tonight's been actually a really good night. And sometimes we have really good nights like this. And I really appreciate that. And I'll be honest with you, some days it really just depends on how good of a day I had at work. I could have had just like a really bad day at work and not gotten sleep. And I'm just cranky that day. And I start snapping at people. I'm human. What do you want from me? Okay. That is the one thing I will always be on here, is I will be human and I will be myself, and I wear my emotions on my shoulder. I can't help it. It's who I am. Okay. So some days I'm going to come on here and I'm just going to be cranky. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Okay. I still work every day. I'm still human. I still got life problems. Sometimes I have bad days. Okay. I can just come up here and be me. That's all I can do. All right. I just come up here and be me. You know? And 27th. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the $200 super chat. Oh my God. Big W's in the chat for 27th over here for the huge $200 super chat. That is absolutely huge. I want to see this thing filled up with W's. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely crazy. 27 said, I appreciate your work, sir, but it's hard to stray from livelihood. Just be true to yourself as we work hard for others. I only ask for farmers and farmhands to be respected by the help of the people. Truckers and farmers prop up our country with others helping others. 100%. Let me be very clear. And for, I forget sometimes I have to repeat things now that I'm on YouTube and all sorts of stuff, because it's different from a lot of people that I've known on TikTok for a long time. Okay. My dad was a lifelong trucker. Okay. My dad grew up on a farm and was a lifelong trucker. Okay. So I have nothing truly but respect for truckers and farmers in this country. Okay. Nothing but respect. Okay. I will burn this hat straight on live. I do not care. Okay. I bought it because I like green. Okay. But no, I believe that I 100% agree that truckers, farmers, they are what this country is about. There's what props up this country. There's what makes this economy move the way that it moves. The what that makes our country the best that it is. Okay. This is truly why. I have so much disrespect for these tariffs and how they absolutely destroy our exports and absolutely kill our farming industry. You know what I'm saying? In the Midwest and other places. It's absolutely horrible. And our trucking industry is going to get absolutely destroyed by these tariffs, right? As consumer products start to go down, like, let's remember that even when products are manufactured in other countries, they still have to hit our shores and they're still moved by truckers. Okay? They are still moved by truckers. They come off a boat, they come off a plane, they come off whatever they come off of, and they are moved by truckers. Okay? Truckers are going to feel the heat on these tariffs and the lack of of supplies that are coming in the United States, especially from small businesses. And that's and like I said, farmers and truckers 100%, small businesses are the other one that I have the highest respect for. Right? And this is why these policies hurt us so bad. These are why these policies hurt us so bad. One of the reasons why I do what I do and have so and fight as hard as I fight on the things that I fight for. Right. So 27th, thank you so much for the love. I really, really appreciate that. Like truly, that really, really means a lot. That is a absolutely huge super chat and so much support for this live. And I really appreciate y'all. Again, y'all, like, I don't do this I'm not sponsored by anyone. I have no corporate sponsors. I have nobody, paying anything over here. I just do this based off of your guys' donations and your guys' support and my members and my subscribers and the things that you guys support over here. It really, really means a lot to me. It means the world to me. And it really does help me to keep doing this every single day. So I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And those huge, those huge super chats and donations really, really do go a long way to helping this channel keep going. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I was going to get off after this, but I feel like after that super chat, I owe you guys at least one more, especially after the last guy was a communist. I owe you guys one more, so I'm going to give you guys one more. Okay, I'm going to give you guys one more. So if you support Trump, go ahead and hit that call in button. I'll give you guys one more because I owe you guys that. I owe you guys that. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Oh, good. Are you a YouTuber for politics?
I do the YouTubes. Yes, I do the YouTubes and the TikToks and the Twitches.
Nice. Are we live right now with a Trump discussion?
You are very live right now. How old are you?
Sweet. I'm 42. So I wanted to answer your question why I did support Trump when he was being elected, and it ties into the whole Ukraine discussion. I was actually born in Donetsk, Ukraine, immigrated to United States in 97, so I know a little bit about this particular topic, and I goddamn freaking know where Lithuania and Lithuania are. So,
you know where Latvia is? You know the difference between Latvia
and
Lithuania? Well, then you're already doing better than that last caller.
Lithuania. So, long story short, in my personal opinion, the Democratic Party kind of betrayed Ukraine. They made a lot of promises and extremely underdelivered. And in 2023, when Ukraine was actually counter-advancing against Russia and taking back a lot of territory, United States literally stopped the supply. And then Democratic Party dragged their feet, and we can go into numbers on how much was promised versus how much was delivered.
Hold on. What year?
So the war started in 22, big invasion. It started in 2014, which is a separate discussion, right?
Yeah. But when did the Democrats drag their feet?
23. Summer of 23.
That's not true.
No,
we
can double check.
No, Congress drug their feet. That was 2023. That was at the exact same time that the immigration bill was going through. The bill got delayed because of the stopping of an immigration bill, and that was stopped by Republicans.
So we are talking about two different things. You are talking about passing additional money for the support. I am talking about the actual deliverable of armaments that was already agreed upon in the middle of advance. And there's a number of books and articles on the topic from both American and Ukrainian sides. The supply of armaments, especially shells for the artillery 155 millimeter and above, was paused. And that's why the whole summer advance.
What was paused?
Supply of particularly shells for the 155 millimeter howitzers, and it's like a high caliber artillery.
Yeah, I know what howitzer shells are.
So 122, 155 millimeters, and overall supply of armaments was on hold, and there was a number of excuses like, oh, we're not sure if we have enough in the stockpile and everything. So if you don't mind, let's not get down in a minutia for a second, and I'll just make my point, and you'll reply back to me. Is that okay?
No, that's fine. But like, you're saying that the Democrats stopped that, and I'm not saying that there wasn't a delay in the shells, because I do remember there being a delay in armaments being delivered. I do agree that well, I'm not saying I agree with that happened, but I do remember it happening, right? Like I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. But what are you showing that actually says that the Democrats are the ones that slowed that?
So, do forgive me, I don't have the articles in front of me, or the books, or the memoirs.
I mean, just give me anything. I'll pull it up. I have no problem pulling it up. I'm just like, I'm truly asking, like, and this is. I'm not even like arguing with you. I do remember that there was a delay. I do in 2023. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm saying, just where can I find something about the Democrats being the one that stopped that?
So it wasn't. So Democrats at the time are controlling majority in at least two. They had a president and they had a majority in one of the either Congress or Parliament. Don't recall. And later, like a year later, Biden made a statement that at the time we were in a process of not negotiations, but talks with Putin, and we were afraid of escalation and blah, blah, blah. But my point was this. Because as a person who heavily supports Ukraine, my friends, my former classmates are literally dying, and unfortunately on both sides of the war. But I felt somewhat betrayed by the dragging of the feet of American political machine. And Trump being unpredictable factor, not saying a good factor, saying an unpredictable factor, right? And that was my hope at the time, that him being so unpredictable and literally capable of ordering strikes on Russia if something crossed his crazy head in the wrong way, would have been an additional deterrent to Putin, who is rather cowardly in nature as a politician.
Yeah, I'm sorry
that
flawed. That doesn't really make much sense, to be completely honest with you, man. Like, you're saying over here that the Democrats stopped something, and you're saying the U.S. political machine stopped something, which I don't disagree with. But let's be clear, when we're talking about, giving funding and giving armament to the, within the United States government, the number one branch of the government that is the most, influential when it comes to that is the House of Representatives. And the House of Representatives was owned by Republicans, right? And we also show that there was multiple bills that were trying to be passed during that time that were blocked by Republicans. That had nothing to do with Democrats. But let's also be very clear that Donald Trump, specifically within his when he was running for president, very much sided with Russia. He said he met with Russia specifically on multiple occasions. He said that he would meet with Russia and meet with Ukraine to try to stop this. He actually recited specifically Russian propaganda in his running for president when he talked about things like, Ukraine being corrupt and Ukraine needing to give up territory. He specifically said that. So saying this wild card narrative when is just kind of ridiculous. He's not a wild card. He's specifically pro-Russian, and he was pro-Russian the entire time until specifically now when Vladimir Putin is, pretty much sticking up the middle finger at him. That's about it.
And once again, I do agree with the statements that you're making. Here's my logic, flawed as it may be, right? Egomaniacs, when betrayed, react unpredictably. And one thing that was guaranteed was that Putin is going to screw Trump over, at least attempt. And we kind of sort of seeing it right now, and the whole 180 on Trump stance that we saw a couple of weeks ago, right? And now he's doing
meeting with Putin on Friday without Zelensky, which Zelensky has specifically condemned.
It's insane.
Yes. But then again, public rhetoric, right? We're gonna, you must admit that public rhetoric of Trump on Russia have changed in the past,
but
less
you
than a
didn't know
month.
that when you voted for him?
It was, so, once again, certain things I believe to be predictable. Greed, stupidity, and egomaniacs. And at least 2 out of 3 are very much applicable to our current
So let me get
president.
this straight. You had a president who was supporting Ukraine fully, a vice president who was running for president that supported Ukraine fully, and you're saying as a Ukrainian, you voted for the guy who was actively freaking saying anti-Ukraine rhetoric, who was actively spreading Russian propaganda, who actively said he was going to support Russia, and you did that based off of an idea that maybe somewhere down the line someone was going to betray someone, and possibly that was going to cause some type of react. This makes no sense, dude. This is bullshit.
No, there is one caveat that you're saying.
This is
one caveat that is wrong in what you are saying. The president and the vice president that we had at the time were publicly supporting Ukraine, but in reality, and once again, I do believe that President Biden had more than enough authority to do certain things differently. I'll give you one easy example.
I don't want one example. This is fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a whole bunch of complete bullshit. Yeah.
Sorry. You feel that way?
No. The Biden administration was literally not only vocally freaking supportive of Ukraine, but actually in action supportive of Ukraine the entire presidency. It was so supportive of Ukraine that literally Donald Trump ran on being anti-Biden and anti-supportive of Ukraine. He literally said, I am going to stop sending funding to Ukraine like Biden. Biden keeps sending all of this money and all of this support to Ukraine, and I am going to stop doing this. He literally, his entire policy agenda was anti-Biden's policy on supporting Ukraine. So this entire fucking bullshit about, the Biden administration wasn't like really like supportive of Ukraine and Donald Trump like was the wild card is just a whole bunch of just whole horse shit. And if you are actually Ukrainian, and you supported Donald Trump in his, in his rhetoric and the things that happened in Ukraine, then you'll also realize the fact that Donald Trump actually specifically stopped funding for Ukraine, which actually stopped weapons shipments and actually stopped money. And that was currently this year, which caused the death of a bunch of Ukrainians because the Russian attacks actually amped up because of freaking the lack of funding that they were able to get. That was actually this year, and Trump stopped it this year. But I'm not hearing you say bullshit about that. You're talking about freaking something in 2023 that Biden had no control over, and honestly, it's kind of sad and a bunch of
I didn't
bullshit.
say that I was right. I was explaining the logic, as faulty as it is, of my thinking back at the time of the election.
Well, I will say this then. If your thinking was faulty, then I feel very, very sorry for you, because there are a lot of deaths of Ukrainians that are now on Trump voters' hands. Their blood is on Trump voters' hands for delaying those shipments that happened, and I think that that's very sad. So if that really was your thinking, I'm very, very sorry for you. Maybe next time, actually listen to the president that's actually supporting what is right, not the person who is literally trying to support the authoritarian dictator who literally commits human rights violations against people. The one who literally was the reason for the attack on Ukraine to begin with. But anyways, that's enough for me tonight, because I'm not. If that's where the night is going on, I'm not going to sit here and listen to Trump supporting Ukrainians. That is absolutely wild. Sorry, that's just sad. Christian, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, hello, question. What do you think about Trump taking over Washington Police Department? I think that Trump is trying to implement martial law. I also think that it's kind of crazy that Donald Trump also said he couldn't call the Washington National Guard during January 6th, but apparently he can do that. That's pretty wild. Beautiful Quiz said, I can't give much, but thank you for everything you do. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Beautiful. Yeah, that whole show was a bunch of lies. Text said, I can't prove here on YouTube from super chat. American people support Trump administration on tariff policies and immigration policies. On YouTube, can't prove everything. Actually, if you look at polling, that's actually not true. Americans don't approve of that. So that's not true at all. Just be honest, it's not true at all. But thank you, Tex. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. I'm off for the night. I'm actually went way over time. I went to like 2.5 hours. I usually only do 2 on the weekdays. So, but hey, I really, really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. All right. Love you guys. Bye.